Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. I've got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15 to the 20, breaks free to the 25 to the 30 to the outside. 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this TGI Mickey Ficky Friday. It's the weekend, baby. And I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. Man, it has been a week. It has been a week. Thank goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Let me tell you. Anyway, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, all right, what? All right, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. All right, go to Shawn and Maya in the morning, like that page as well. So you'll be following both pages, not just one. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, come on, man, get with the program. All right, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button. Okay, and also click the little bell, and that's the notification button. That'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. You get it? You got it? Good. Now, if you're watching this on our app, yay. Listen, please don't tell me that you didn't know we had an app. What your problem is? What your problem is? Come on, man. You got to know we got an app, all right? You can take this with you on the go. So listen, wherever you get your apps from, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where you get your apps from, whether it's iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Walmart, Kmart, 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy, Montgomery Ward, Venture, Woolworth, Webolts. Doesn't matter. Goldblatts. Just go there. Type in Sports Zone Chicago. Click, all right? Download it. Take us with you on the go. So not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, and not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew. And I mean a slew of articles thanks to my man Clarence Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. Now, if you're watching this on our Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Man, we have our own Roku channel. Yes, we do. So if you have a Roku television in the house, do us a favor. Download Sports Zone Chicago's channel to your television. Just like that, right there. You're like that, man. You're like that. All right? You're like that. All right? Put it right there next to Netflix, Hulu, Prime, Max, Apple Plus, Disney Plus, Stars, Showtime. Put it right there, okay? You can watch us on the big screen because, hell, we're on the big screen, right, Mickey Ficky, now. You can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally online. You want to know what I did? Well, let me tell you what I did. I mean, nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. If you want to follow my lovely co-host, Maya Akai, you can follow her on Facebook and Twitter at the Sports Chica. Want to follow her on Instagram because you're an IG and you do it just for the gram? We'll just follow her at Maya_Akai. It's MAYA_AKAI. Man, we got a great show, but I need you peoples, all my peoples, to get interactive with us, whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or our mobile app. Leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here on the screen. It'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it up on the screen. I'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, is what makes this the best Chicago sports morning talk show around. And that's you, baby. So bring them all. We want them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart answer, much, because like I always say, baby, ain't nobody scared over here. And like The Rock always says, don't just sing it, baby. Just bring it. Let us see. Let us see who we have starting this off this morning. Patty Lara, good morning, man. Thank you for tuning in. Jeremiah. Yes, Jeremiah. What's up, Papa? So let me say hi to Jeremiah and Dito. I know Dito won't see this because he's probably at his last day of school. Oh, no. If he goes to CPS, then he's no, he has till next week, next Thursday. Anyway, when he gets home, I'm sure Pop will show him. Jeremiah and Dito, good morning. That's what I'm talking about. Black Diamond in the house. What's up, Papa? Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're having a good day. Levette Lee's in the Mickey Ficky house. Good morning, Levette. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. My man Cornelius Squalls in the Mickey Ficky house. That's what I'm talking about. Good morning. Let me first say I don't like the Bears being featured on Hard Knocks. Plus, now I have to order an HBO. That sucks. Sons of biscuits, I tell you. I'll tell you. Hi, Michelle Walls in the Mickey Ficky house. TGIF, baby, man. And I had to do 50, actually 48 burpees this morning. I thought of you, Michelle. I'm like, man, he's gonna be busting my chops this morning. 48 burpees this morning. But man, it's been a rough week, man. I had a lot going on, and we did a lot of power snatches. So it's a lot of just throwing heavy weight around and screaming and yelling and grunting and all this other good shit. I needed it. Believe you me, I needed it after the week I've had this past week. So, yeah, Michelle, I thought about you, man. When I saw the burpees, I'm like, oh boy, he's gonna. Michelle's gonna have a ball with this one. James Ford, good morning, Baba. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Listen, I don't know a lot about a lot, but I do know this. More of the usual suspects will chime in as the show goes on. That, my peoples, I know. All right. Man, we got a good show for you. We got a great show for you. 10 o'clock, my man Ken Davis from the Under Center podcast is going to join us. We're going to talk a lot of Bears from 10 o'clock, probably 10:40-ish. All right, a lot of Bears talk. Man, you don't even know, bro. You don't even know. Oh, another good one. Not as good as on Wednesday's tea, but good. I think Wednesday's tea was probably in the top 3 cups of teas I've ever made. This one's slightly below it, but still great. Man, when I saw the burpees after the snatches this morning, I was like, son of a biscuit, man. It was 10 snatches, followed by 12 burpees, followed by 10 snatches, followed by 12 burpees. Then you go into another set of snatches, but at much lighter weight. 10 snatches, 12 burpees, 10 more snatches, 12 burpees. The cap was, what was the cap? 11 minutes? Cap was 11 minutes. The burpees slowed me down, man. I didn't even finish in 11. I finished in 12 something, 12:35, 12:40, something like that. Because the burpees kicked my butt. I went through the snatches, no problem. Boom, boom, boom. But then burpees got me, Michon. They got me. I'm not a happy camper. Not a happy camper. But it's 10 o'clock. Ken Davis is going to join us, man. We got a lot to talk about. The Bears, Hard Knocks. Yay. The prayers of many Bears fans have been answered. And the worst nightmare of some Bear fans is upon us. A lot of Bears fans didn't want the Bears to be on Hard Knocks. A lot of Bears fans did. The Bears were always adamant about not being on Hard Knocks. But, man, NFL is a son of a gun, boy. I'm telling you, I think that they decided they wanted the Bears, and the Bears had no choice. Personally, that's what I think. But what do I know? We'll talk about it with my man Ken Davis. We're going to talk about Caleb Williams, the little video they had out. Caleb to Williams Dunze was pretty dope. Yeah. We're still gonna talk a little, not too much, because I'm not gonna talk about Caleb struggling the other day. It's really a non-issue, but we do have to talk about it. It doesn't. It's for the thirsties. For all the thirsties, all right, who want to continue this nonsense about Caleb and all this other stuff, and it's silly. Oh, snap. King Book of World. What's up, Papa? Good morning. How you doing? Every Friday up in this mug. Yeah, Mashawn, he doesn't want him, but I'm telling you, NFL might have made an executive decision. I think that's what the NFL did. In my opinion, that's what they did. Shorty, good morning, Papa. Top of the morning to you, sir. I think the NFL might have made an executive decision, say, hey, listen, you got the number 1 overall pick. You got Caleb Williams, the number 1 quarterback prospect to come out in years. Okay, you're on an upswing. He's not joining a last place team. He's joining a middle of the road team. Okay, you guys should make the playoffs. And if once you make the playoffs, you can't be on Hard Knocks. So I think the popularity of Caleb Williams, I think the popularity of the enticement of people wanting to watch and see Caleb Williams, number 1 overall pick, with a middle of the road team, and could he? That was ascending. Could he take him over the top? We'll see. I think all that had too much. The viewership, it was too tantalizing for the NFL to pass it up, and they just said, you know what? Sorry. I'm like, yeah, well, it is what it is. So, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. Then we got baseball to talk. White Sox still the worst team in baseball. That's all White Sox we should talk. Cubs got their asses handed to them in Brewtown. So now the Sox are going to go up to Brewtown. We're going to talk about that. Chicago Sky is in action. Chicago Fire is in action. Woo, we got a lot. Telling you, baby, Chicago sports going on. Best sports town in the country. All right. Sorry, Boston. Wicked pisser. Sorry, Boston. Sorry, all my New Yorkers, all the New York friends. He's talking like this, like New York sports is the best, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Nah, son, nah. LA, they don't even care what the hell's going on over there. You got a bunch of other problems in New York, in LA. They don't worry about sports. Miami, yeah. All right. It's nice down there. Well, we got a number 1 city for sports. 5 teams for major sports. I like it a lot. So, how is are you guys excited? Put it in the chat. Talk to me about your feelings on the Bears going on Hard Knocks. Okay, put your feelings, your thoughts. We'll bring them up. We'll talk about them. I think that's an important topic for us to delve into. But guys, you know how we do. The first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
See, which way do we go? We're going to figure out where we're going to go. I know where we're going to go. The Cubs. Oh, man, the Cubs Cubs lose to the Brewers yesterday, 6-4. Jameson Taillon got the start. He got a no decision. He went 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, a walk, 4 punch outs. Cody Bellinger 2 for 4 with a double, his 9th of the season, blasting his 8th home run of the year, driving in his 26th RBI of the season. Chris Morel was 2 for 4 with a homer, his 10th of the year, driving in his 35th on the year. Mr. Outcast himself, Seiya Suzuki. Actually, Seiya Suzuki was 1 for 2 with a homer, his 5th homer of the season, driving in his 17th and 18th runs of the year. Cubs got it handed to them in Milwaukee. There were a lot of Cub fans who went up there yesterday. It was hilarious. Saw a lot of people on my timeline had taken the trip to Wrigley North and wasn't very friendly up there. Wasn't very friendly. Well, the Cubs come home. All right. Licking their wounds. The Cubs open a weekend set against the Reds at Wrigley. All right. Today's first pitch is at 1:20 p.m. You can see that. You can catch that game on the Marquee Network, or you can listen to it on their flagship station, 670 a.m. Javier Asada's on the bump for the Cubbies. He's 4-1 with a 2.17 ERA. He's going up against Graham Ashcraft, who's 4-3 with a 4.67 ERA. What is wrong with the Cubs? Is it just that they're still figuring each other out? I mean, I don't understand this. All right? I don't understand it. You know, it is they are far too talented to be where they're at. Far too talented. And it's befuddling to me. There's too much talent, too much they got a great manager. Okay, so I just don't understand what's going on. I have no idea what's going on. You got Cody Bellinger back. I mean, wow. What else do you got to do? I don't know. But they better get it together. And I hope they get it together. I think they're going to get it together. But I don't know. That's the $1 million question. That is the $1 million question, because you're following back. You're at, let's see. Let me see exactly where you're at as far as. Damn, you're in third now. You just fell behind the Cards, the Lou. You're behind the Cardinals now in third place in the NL Central. You're just in first recently. Then you dropped to second. Now you're in third. I mean, you're a game and a half in front of Pittsburgh. But it's just unfortunate. I don't know what's going on with those guys. I really don't. I really don't know what the heck's going on. You know, and I'm not picking on you. I mean, kind of, sort of, yeah, but. And I'm not, yeah, I am liking it. But all in all, like there's a situation here. There's a situation here. All right. And it's interesting that you get, you got the best manager available. Okay. He was definitely the best manager available. You're able to get him for this upcoming season. You stole him. You poached him from the division rival in the Brewers, and now you're they're taking 3 out of 4 from you. You go up there, they're booing them, which is understandable. But 3 out of 4? Like, come on, man. Like, what's the deal? Like, I know Cub fans are not happy. That I can tell you. Cub fans are not happy at all. But what are you going to do? So the White Sox go up there today. Ooh. White Sox go up there today for a 3-game set. See how that plays out, because the White Sox are not very good, as you well know. The Brewers are. Do they take 2 out of 3? Do they sweep the White Sox? I remember I was up there 2021, 3 years ago. That was my 50th birthday weekend. And let me tell you, that was funny. That was really funny. That was the dead body incident. That was the my birthday weekend. That was the projects across from the hotel incident. So let's just say next time we go on vacation, don't let Shawn pick the hotel. Book of World. Welcome to hell, Cubbies. Black Diamond says the hitting coach needs to be fired. Okay. Yeah, they're underachieving big time. They really are. But luckily, they're doing it early. They're doing it early. Okay? They're doing it early. So there's more than enough time to recover, more than enough time to right the ship, so to speak. Okay? And get it straightened out. More than enough time. More than enough time. But listen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break. All right? And on the other side of the break, what we're going to do, we're going to finish up with some more top of the morning topics. All right? So don't go anywhere, folks. Let's keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Many will hear the calling. Few will earn the title. United States Marine. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings. I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
We are looking for a few heroes, mentors, trailblazers, innovators, a passion to change lives, spark curiosity, open hearts, and awaken minds, help students answer the question, who am I? This could be your calling, but this is no job. It's the journey of a lifetime. Be a hero. Be a teacher.
Mental health and learning disorders don't discriminate. 17 million children and adolescents in the United States live with disorders like anxiety, depression, ADHD, and dyslexia. Less than half get the help they need to thrive. Help the Child Mind Institute change these children's lives. Visit childmind.org.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Brian Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face.
So that's going to be a big part of the story.
That's drilled right field. Going back, Frelick turning and looking, and it's gone. Cody Bellinger, a home run, and the Cubs get on the board in the first. 1-0 on a belly bomb.
This year, and he's been lights out.
In the air, left field. That one back, Yelich at the wall. Gone! Off the bench, Seiya Suzuki, a 2-run pick.
Up this left-hander and put a big swing on the ball and hit one out of here.
That's drilled right field. Well struck. Frelick back. Frelick at the wall. We are tied. Christopher Morel fired up. Hadn't homered in his last 15 games. And it is 4-4. JD, how far did it travel?
Far enough. 390.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of the Marquee Network. Those were the Cubbies yesterday, losing 6-4 to the Milwaukee Brewers, the first place Milwaukee Brewers. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Like, you poach their manager. You poach their manager, and you're expecting big things. Like, all right, now we have the edge, managerial-wise. We got Belly back. We got all this back. We're in a good spot. And then the players underperform. Because here's the thing. You know, I don't feel bad. But Council's in a tough spot. He understands the pressure that's on him. He understands that he's expected to win, to compete for the division, to win the division. All right, he was a missing piece. Like, you wanted, like, don't get me wrong, this talent, this lineup isn't loaded with talent, but it's got more than enough. And the thought process was, you take the skipper, the best manager on the market, one of the best managers in the game, you bring him 90 miles south, and he'd be the difference. Well, he very well Could be. But right now he's not. And, people everyone's going to complain about this move, that move when it doesn't pay off. But the bottom line is the players have to play. Players have to perform. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the manager does. The players have to perform. It's that simple. They have to. All right. He's not the one making errors in the field, making base running gaffes in the field. He's not. All right, that's Nick Madrigal at third. Boom. Opening the door. All right, a lot of other situations. Okay, and it's tough. And you don't want to throw him under the bus because you don't want to kill the confidence. But by the same token, you know what? Maybe he should. Like, you're all grown-ass men. Okay, and if he calls you out, I don't think you would be, some players today, a lot of players today might get hurt. Their feelings are hurt. Well, guess what? Grow up. Because you screw up, you screw up. And if he calls you on it, well, okay. Deal with it and move on. Not enough horses for what, though, Cornelius? Like, I think they have enough to run the division, to win the division. Definitely, we're not talking World Series contenders by any stretch. They have enough. Their starting pitching's been very good this year. Starting pitch has been very good. It's a lot of self-inflicted wounds. You can't give major league teams, especially a team that won the division last year, can't give them extra outs per inning. You can't do it. Shorty. This is why I can't get into baseball. Too many games, and when your team sucks, you know it early. But no, the Cubs don't suck. The Cubs are sucking right now, but they don't suck. They don't suck. They have talent. They have enough talent to win the division. They have more than enough talent to win the division. Okay? Talent with pitching, with coaching. They're just playing bad baseball right now. AC Adam in the joint. What's up, AC? I ain't even mad no more. Just bad news baseball bad news baseball citywide this season. Yeah. Cubs are really the only chance that baseball fans have to get some good baseball. And they got to start playing good baseball because they're not playing good baseball. They're not doing it. Not doing it. That's awesome to hear from you, Shawn, of all people. Well, I don't like the Cubs. It's more so not even the Cubs, it's the fan base. The Jamokes, the transplants. But I keep it a buck. I don't keep it. I'll talk shit about the Cubs. But my analysis, I'll give you a fair analysis. I said the Cubs I was one of the people on record saying the Cubs are going to win the division this year. All right. Again, you poached their manager. You have guy, and one of the biggest things is Belly coming back. Is Bellinger coming back? He did. All right. Chris Morel's taking another step forward. What, 10 homers? Is that what it is? All right, this season. I mean, that dude's on fire for what? 30 homers, 30 plus? Yeah, Morel just hit his 10th. Belly just hit his 8th. There's a lot of power in that lineup. Ian Happ, Cody Bellinger, Dansby Swanson, Chris Morel, Michael Busch, Tauchman. Like, you got some bats in that lineup. And the names might not be big-time names and household names, but it doesn't mean they're not talented. It doesn't mean they're not talented. All right, enough with this ghost. I know where they can go. I could tell you where they can go. I could tell you where they can go. I'm sorry. Anyway. Let's do this. The White Sox, they set a 3-game set. They're going up there to take on your Brewers. So you rooting for the Sox? Cub fans or what? You rooting for the Sox this weekend, Cub fans, or what? You couldn't get it done, so like, okay, let the Southsiders do it. Southside. Listen, if the Sox take 2 out of, first of all, if they sweep it, you're never gonna hear the end of it. I don't think they're gonna sweep, but if they do, or if they take 2 out of 3, if they win the series, you're gonna hear it from me, Cub fans. You're gonna hear it from me. Let me tell you. The Sox start a 3-game set up in Milwaukee against the Brewers tonight. First pitch is 7:10 p.m. The game's on ESPN Plus. I also think it's on, let me double check. I believe it's on NBC Sports Chicago as well. Yeah, it's on NBC Sports Chicago as well. Or you can listen to it on their flagship station, AM 1000. Eric Fetty's on the bump for the good guys. He's 4-1 with a 2.80 ERA. Going up. What? How did I screw this one up? I can't even blame Steve or no one. This was me. I'm the one who typed this one. Damn it, Steve. It's like, I can't blame you. Oh, Tobias. That's who it is. Okay. So you get fat fingers and you screw stuff up. There we go. There we go. Okay. There you go, back up there. Eric Fetty's on the bump for the good guys with a 4-1 record with a 2.80 ERA. He's going up against Tobias Myers. He's 1-2 with a 4.43 ERA for the Brew Crew. That'd be today, man. I didn't think about it. That'd be a nice trip. That would have been a nice trip, like my birthday 3 years ago. We went up there. Definitely wouldn't stay at the same hotel, but Milwaukee's a nice town. Nice little town up there. You know, it's a nice little town. So, I might be going later this month. Actually, I might be going when the Cubs play up back there again at the end. Summerfest will be coming up. It's coming up this month, or next month, because today's the 31st. So, Summerfest is coming up. And what they did, if you've never been, I mentioned it before. It used to be 2 straight weeks. Now they made it smart. They did it 3 weekends. I think the first weekend is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the other 2 are Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which is cool. It makes a lot of sense. So I might do that. Maybe go up and catch the Brewers Cubs game. If tickets are too much, screw them. I'm not going to pay that much to root against the Cubs. No. But I would go up there for a night or two, probably a night. To go to Summerfest. Cool stuff in Chicago. We were talking about it on Nomad show. My show with Nomad on Wednesday. You know, we were asking about talking about vacations, and I was like, you know what, I'm probably gonna take a trip up to Milwaukee end of the month. All right, and then my Bears, the road games, stuff like that. So, yeah. Well, keeping it moving. The next top of the morning topic: sky. Excuse me while I kiss the sky. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Big win yesterday at home. Big win for the young ladies. 83-73 over the Los Angeles Sparks. Marina Mabry, she led the way. 20 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Elizabeth Williams, 17 points, 11 boards. Our girl Angel Reese, 6 points, 6 boards in the win. Sky won their first home game of the year. And I love it. I love it. More and more people were there, which is dope. And she didn't write. Yeah, where's the Sky? Sky is 3-3. Okay, Sky is 3-3. And let me see. This is what I want to see. This is what I want to see. I want to see how many people. What was the attendance yesterday? Come on, no me digas. Here you go. Here you go. WNBA Chicago. 10,000. Okay. 10,000 people. 10,387. Paid was the attendance was 7,900. So 8,000 people were there. 10,000 paid. So a lot of no-shows, 2,000 no-shows. But all right, you can still get, if you get the 10K on a consistent basis, we're doing good. We're doing good. But I'll tell you, as their games get against more and more and this was a high-profile team, but I mean, LA's not doing very well. All right, they're going to Indiana tomorrow. All right, that game's at 11 o'clock. That's on ESPN. That's early, but it's 12 o'clock Indiana time. Okay. And they welcome the New York Liberty back on Tuesday. Okay. Still no radio, but oh well. But I'm happy for the girls. 3-3. So the ladies, 3-3 on the season. And they're fun. Fun to watch. The next top of the morning topic. Which way do we go? Oh, yeah. We can't forget. Western NBA playoffs. Western Conference Finals Game 5. The Dallas Mavericks beat the Minnesota Timberwolves 124-103. Luka Doncic, 36 points, 10 dimes. Kyrie Irving also had 36 points for the Mavericks as Dallas advances to the NBA Finals. All right, they advanced to the NBA Finals. It's been a while since they've been there. Was it the last time that they won it? I believe was the last time they were there. The NBA Finals start. Oh goodness, I thought I had it written down, but I didn't. Yeah, the NBA Finals start in June. Obviously, because tomorrow's June. But trying to give you the dates. Because that's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a very interesting one. And watch how these play out. The finals are going to be Thursday, June 5th. Game 1 at Boston. June 6th, excuse me. Thursday, June 6th at 7:30. So they got a couple days off. And they always do that. They'll give them a couple days off just to let their bodies recover. All right, for travel. So it's Thursday, right? June 5th, June 6th. So they'll probably go out there the 4th. All right, practice the 5th, get ready for the game the 6th, get out there early, relax. It's going to be, I'm excited. The Boston Celtics are going for their 18th NBA title. And, you know, they're in a tough situation. Yeah, they're in a tough situation. They've been favored to win the NBA title all year long. So they're in a tough spot. You win it, well, you're supposed to win it. If you lose it, then all the naysayers and the shit talkers going in. There was I think I mentioned it to you. A guy placed $1. It was less than $1 bet. I think it was a 5-leg parlay. All right, a 5-leg parlay. 4 major sports. Or 5. It was a national championship, football, basketball, Super Bowl, and then the NBA Finals. I think there was one more. I couldn't find it again to save it. That dollar bet's going to win him about $23,000. That's insane. Insane for a dollar bet. But you have to get the champ. I mean, think about it. Get the championship games right. Hell, it's hard enough to get one right. For a parlay to get 4, 5, or 6 champions correct, man. Oh, Michigan. He had Michigan in the. I think it's the national championship game for Michigan, basketball and football. Michigan had football. Connecticut was basketball. That's insane. That is wild. Wild. that is hats off to him. You know, because I'm not a gambler. I'm not. It's too much. Too much. I work hard for my money. All right. I forgot one thing. Lakefront. There we go. The next top of the morning topic, Northwestern. Peep this bad boy. Northwestern unveils a rendering of the temporary lakefront stadium. I mean, you're literally right on the lake. When they say lakefront, they ain't bullshitting. That's lakefront. Halftime, you can walk down, smoke a cigarette on the rocks over there. Put your feet in the water. And this is all for just this season. No, for a couple of seasons while they build a new Ryan Field. I think it's 26, so 24, 25. And then 26, they'll have their new stadium ready. That's pretty dope. According to this, it looks like the Cubs owner decided we won a World Series, so now we're good for another 108. Yes, Sox next week. Sox and Cubs at that hellhole. Boston's in for a big surprise against the Mavs. Here's why I picked the Mavs. Here's why I picked the Mavs. You have not one, but two closers. And the closers are guards. How many times? Well, we'll talk about that in a second. Let's keep looking at the rendering for Northwestern's new temporary stadium, not their new stadium. Their temporary stadium. Dude, this is dope. This is dope. Like I might try and hit a game out there this year just to see that. That looks dope. The only thing if it gets cold and that wind is coming off the lake. Look at those stands I would assume that's the visitor side, but look at the stands right by the lake. Those are not tall stands. That wind comes whipping off the lake. It's gonna go right over the backs, into the backs of the opponents, and into the face of Northwestern. That wind is going to be a bitch. Look at that. I mean, it's dope if it's a calm day. If it's not cold and windy and blustery, yeah, it is beautiful. Man, September and October games will be dope. The sun should be high up in the sky, not off to the west yet, because they usually play early in Northwestern. But man, don't let that wind come off that lake, boy. Don't do it. Don't do it. That is insane. Oh, man. Well, the next top of the morning topic, the Bears, baby. They did it. The Bears are going to be on Hard Knocks this year. Like I said, I think the NFL said, I'm sorry, Mr. McCaskey, you're going to be on. We're not asking you this time. We are telling. We're telling. I just think that it's too much of a you can't lose that opportunity. You can't. It's going to be a max. You know, Caleb's number 1 overall pick. And unfortunately, the Bears got the triple crown. The trifecta. 3 strikes and you're out. So first, they have Hard Knocks, which they don't want. Okay. You got Hard Knocks. Okay. Then you have the Hall of Fame game, which most teams don't want because you got to field the team early. I mean, granted, you get to practice. You get more practice in. You get to practice earlier to prepare for the game. And then you have your trip to London. The trifecta, the triple crown. 3 things most teams don't want. And the Bears got them all in one season. They got them all in one season. It is let's put it this way, it's going to be an eventful season. That's for darn sure. That's for darn sure. Well, yesterday, speaking of the Bears, the Bears were no. Yesterday, the Bears were on the Lynx yesterday. Peep this. Hell, a golf outing yesterday. See Caleb Williams. I'm not sure who that is. You got Coach Eberflus. Eberflus looks like a Russian spy or Russian bad guy. Think of all the movies you've watched. He looks like a Russian bad guy now with his facial hair. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Tyson Bagent and this the guy squatting down. I'm not sure who that is, but you got Tyson Bagent. And this is DJ Moore. Pretty straight, pretty good form. Pretty straight left arm as he prepares to swerve or use his torque and twist and send that ball flying. I think it's cool. It was good. The one thing I really like about Poles, one of the things, we've seen him do a lot of team building activities. And that is important. That is so cool. For the new players, for the old players, for the staff, it is imperative that you do cool stuff with your team. Imperative that you do cool stuff with your team. That's dope. Again, then you got Caleb. Caleb looks like he's been on a golf course before. Yep. Yeah, that was dope. Looking at a couple of the excuse me. Jay Grizz, what's up, Papa? Good morning. Thank you for tuning in. Folks, party in the lake going to be warned of all the Tito's. Yeah, you said those tailgates are going to be lit. Hey, you know what would be dope? Take a look at this again real quick. Let's take a look at this. Like, is there a place for boats to dock? You know what I mean? You can't pull right. I don't think you can pull up right to the rocks. It's not deep enough. But if you built a dock, a portable dock, or 2 or 3 of them, they go out 30 feet, 50 feet. Hell, you can do it. You have a big enough endowment, and you're good. 100 feet. All right. Boats can just pull up, people get off, pull just like a taxi, It's like a taxi lane. Just pull up, get off your boat, walk down the dock, walk in the back of the stadium. That would be dope. Do you know then, dude, can you imagine tailgating on a boat? That would be dope. Tailgating on the boat to walk into Northwestern's games. That would be phenomenal. And yes, the Tito's, Jay Grizz, would be flowing big time. Big time. Oh, man. But I see a lot of you guys like that as well. A lot of you guys like the team building stuff, and that's important. It's really important. You know, AC Adams said, hey, I've been saying HBO all the way, or was on the way all along. Okay. But Shawn, yeah, because eyes want to see. All eyes on Kayla. All eyes on me. Jay Grizz, yep. Nice to see the building of team chemistry. I'm telling you, those are fun. Those are fun. Oh, you think that was Braxton Jones that was squatting down? Okay. I don't know. I didn't see it. Let me see. Let's check it out. No, that doesn't look like him. I don't know who that is. You can't see it, but my face is all up on the screen. Yeah, I don't know. No, Shorty. You didn't. What you miss is that this is a temporary stadium while they rebuild Ryan Field or reconstruct it. He knocked most of it down, and they're rebuilding it. That's why I guess not reconstructing it, rebuilding it. So they created a temporary facility to play. That's what, and this is literally, as you see, right on the lake. I hear you, bro. I hear you. Hey, listen. You know, some of the teams. So I won a national championship with the Chargers. I won 2 national championships with the Thunder. I'm fortunate. 3 national championships in my, and one of the best things is the chemistry that you're talking about. And what we did, like we'd always party. So we had good sponsors with the Chargers, and we always go to their bars and just patronize that establishment, right? And it was dope. And then with the Thunder, we would either party in the parking lot after. We tried going to a couple bars, but we got into too much trouble because people didn't like big guys trying to hit their girlfriends or whatever, or their girlfriends excited about a big guy, whatever. We've always had the greatest chemistry. We went down to Miami, we got into a big fight. A couple people got arrested. It's crazy. So the teams with chemistry are usually the good ones. All right, usually the good ones. So I'm glad to see that Ryan Poles is really getting them out as a team and doing a lot of cool stuff. Because to me, that's important. All right. But what's also important, we got to take a break. And on the other side of the break, my man's in them. Ken Davis is going to join us. We got a lot to talk. We're going to continue this Bears talk. Talk HBO Hard Knocks. We're going to talk Caleb should be benched or cut because he threw 7 incompletions and the 7-on-7. Who's the starting quarterback? Is it Tyson Bagent because of that? We're going to talk about man Ken on the other side of the break, so don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Ryan Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face. Ugly.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left, and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down, because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
Yeah, welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. That clip courtesy of the Chicago Bears from my Hispanic, the Chicago Bears. I don't know why I'm in a weird mood this morning. 18 to 15 over 29. 2 rookies picking on a second-year player. That was nice. Nice play. Now, just because of that, kids have thrown over 7,000 yards. Like, relax. Rome Odunze is going to have 1,500 yards and 36 touchdowns. Like, come on, people. It's one play, no pads. Take it easy. It's nice. I like to see that. I love to see the chemistry. I believe me, I'm happy. I love it. All right. But it's taking one day at a time. It's a good TV show, by the way, back in the day. Anyway, you know what time it is. My man's in there. Man, it's been a while since we've talked. Fired up to see him. Get in here, boy. you doing, big dog?
I'm doing well, my guy. Shout out to Shorty, Cornelius, and of course Patty and Plank. Patty, tell the family I said what's up. Shout out to everybody, Shawn, everybody in the chat. Good to see you all this morning, man. I hope everybody's doing well and has a great weekend. What's going on, my guy? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. This has been one hell of a week, man. And I was saying it earlier. I got to throw some weights around today at CrossFit like I needed it. And I forgot. Like I got there. Sometimes you get there early, 4:45, 4:40. I forgot that I was mad and just frustrated from the week. So I'm in the middle of doing the first part, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm mad. I got something to be mad about. Man, I was throwing them weights around. I was yelling, grunting like a crazy mug this morning, dude. It was a good workout. So I feel good. Helped relieve some stress.
Good.
And help me relieve some stress, man. It was nuts though. But yeah, things are good, man. Things are good, especially after the workout this morning. So
good for you, man. Shout out. I hope the mom's doing well. What up, Jay Grizz? Yeah, Shorty. I finally clicked. It clicked on. Shawn said it to me enough. Pronounced it so I can get it right. So, man. But yeah, man, I'm happy, man. How's the mom? How's mom doing before we jump into
Mom's good, stuff? Man. She just left. Warren's going to get her finish up the week strong for her CrossFit class.
Nice.
And so funny thing, my aunt might start going with her. Her sister,
good.
Might start going.
This is where did she live in a 2-flat with y'all or whatever back in the days?
No.
So it seemed like y'all okay. I thought okay.
One of them did live in a 2-flat with us. Yeah,
I'm going through your family history on this.
But no, you're right. We did live in a 2-flat when we lived on Fairfield when I was at grammar school and high school. And one of my aunts lived on the first floor, and then she moved up to live with us. You know how Mexicans are, like 13 in a they're 8 in an apartment.
You said that. I didn't say that.
I did, because I'm Mexican. And then my other aunt moved in downstairs. Another aunt moved in downstairs. That's why the aunt who owned the house lived up with us.
That used to keep us straight.
Man, who you telling? You can never know sneaky links. They can't sneak friends in. Couldn't sneak girls in. Nothing. You could never have people over. I got people everywhere. And my aunt who lived downstairs, she was a nosy one. She was a nosy one. If it was 45 degrees or warmer, her ass is on the stoop. She's on the stair, just hanging out in the neighborhood, watching things for like hours at a time. We're like, did you know that such and such? I saw a lady going into that dude's house. She doesn't live there. I'm like, oh, tia. Oh, tia. So that's how it was doing it, man. That's how it was growing up. Had to do my dirty stuff away from the house.
Yeah, I did a mixture, but that's not a discussion for today. Those memories are fading, Shawn. Those memories are fading. Those black and white memories from back in the day.
Well, let's talk some football, baby. Our Bears. Did you think this would happen? I did not. The Bears are now going to be on.
It's been a debate. It's been a debate. Actually, our Bears beat reporter Alex Shapiro. He kind of called it with some of the equipment they have been bringing up there. So it's been a debate in studio where it was like, and then it was like, no, the equipment's just there for when they were going to come out and do like the opener and have different. But Alex was like, yeah, I think he said 2 weeks ago, I think they're getting it. I think Hard Knocks is coming here. So we've kind of been talking about it. I mean, it makes sense from if this is a different regime, quote unquote. It makes sense if you're trying to control a narrative while you're trying to get something built either on the lakefront or in Arlington Heights to kind of use this as just a part of your marketing campaign. In my opinion, no one else said this. This is just something that I'm saying, speaking into it to a moment. It makes sense because you have a new narrative with this quarterback that you brought in and Caleb, but also the weapons that you put around him. We saw how the defense played better towards next year. I'm interested in see the type of pressure they'll be able to put on the quarterback with only one force multiplier in Montez Sweat. It makes sense to do it now because the chips are in the Bears' favor. If the Bears have a decent year, people are going to be like, yeah, that's what I expected. Even if you look at the schedule being lopsided with the back end of the year where it's going to be demonstrably harder for them towards the back end of the year, it gives them an out where fans will be upset, but we'll kind of be like, yo, but look at how the schedule played out. So it makes sense. Why not where the nation – also think about it like this. Why, when the nation has been waiting on Caleb Williams for 2 years, would you put him under wraps? No. You open that up and let everybody continue to follow the storyline. Why would you smother the storyline when the storyline benefits your brand, right? So, and then also, I wonder, I'm thinking while I'm talking, I wonder if, not to say that Caleb can make them do anything. That's not what I'm saying. But I wonder if there was more interest from players like, yo, let's do this, because it helps their marketing just for themselves. So for me, it makes sense for them to do it. Let's remember, the team basically gets to decide what goes out on television. So
that was my question to you, bro. That was my question to you. Did the NFL make an executive decision to say, this is not a suggestion? Because the NFL wants to market this because you have the number one quarterback, you have in the third largest market, but you also have a huge market for him back in the DMV area because of where he's from. So now you got two large markets that really, and there's that East Coast bias. Remember, because we know how huge that plays in everything when it comes to sports and news, period. Do you think, and I think the NFL said, yeah, this is not a suggestion. What about you?
I think the Bears will get the last say because of how old they are as far as ownerships in the NFL. I think they get some leeway. Again, it was down. They had to do it. But I think if the Bears were really like, hell no, we're not doing it, I don't think Roger Goodell can force them to do it, if I'm being honest with you. I don't know if he has that kind of power, being that he works for them at the end of the day. So I think, again, I will say this to your point. I'm sure the NFL was like, yo, this really makes sense. And I'm sure that there were voices in Hollis Hall that said this really makes sense. And that the NFL and those voices in Hollis Hall finally got to the family, and the family was like, all right, we kind of get what you're saying. Let's go ahead and do it. This is, again, my opinion. This does not mean that it's valid. This is just what I think may have happened.
Yeah. I just think the NFL said, yeah, you know what? We're having it there. To me, just because there's just too much money, too much interest in Caleb, too much interest. Caleb is not.
But you don't think Kevin Warren knows that too?
Oh yeah, I think he does, and I think he was probably the conduit. All right, but he probably.
I would think Kevin Warren. I would think it wouldn't be crazy for Ryan Post to kind of be like, compared to when he first got here. Now he got like dog. He got the supercar with the rims on it and the AMG kit. You think he doesn't want to take it out in the street? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I'm gonna keep it in the garage. Like, nah, I want you to see. Look, you know what I'm saying? Look at this. Look what I built. Right? Like, no, people we have, and some of us try to suppress it, a need to show out. You know what I'm saying? It's a need to say, look at me, or look at what I've done. So it's particularly with a outward facing job. Right. So this, like, we can actually see what you've done. It's on the field. So, yeah, if you're going to see what I've done anyway, let's put a flashlight on this bad boy and intensify the glare. So for me, I think it was a both with what you're saying. I think the NFL definitely is like, look at what you got. Let's do this. But I also think inside of Hollis Hall, there were people that was like, yo, I think this is probably time. And it helps. I don't know if it was who said. Shorty said, I'd rather next year. And I kind of agree with you. But the thing is, Shorty, the fact is, next year, if it's not working, we really on their ass. This year, they got a little leeway with it. Right? See, that's why this year it's not going to be as imperative, because he's a rookie. One, they got a new offense, and it's only Montez Sweat pressuring the quarterback. Right? So next year, where you would think there should be another pass rusher, the line should be better. Caleb is in his second year in this offense. There's not many excuses next year. So if things aren't going right next year and it's on TV, we're gonna be on that ass. Like, yo, what the hell is going on? Compared to this year, we eating this is dessert right now. This is like, yeah, this is great. More. It's dessert right now. So I agree, but I see for them why it makes more sense to get it out the way this year, because they kind of have a built-in equity this year as far as how the season may play out, particularly because the schedule is messed up.
Did we go over the schedule last time you were on?
No, we didn't go over the schedule because that came out like a week or two ago, and I think I haven't been on here for like 3 weeks to a month at least.
It has been about almost a month. So let's check this out. How big of a favor did the NFL do the Bears? All right, because till week 11 is really their first. Let me not say that. It's when their tough stretch begins, because Tennessee's going to be all right. Houston's going to be a problem. Colts, I think we don't know
them. But you don't know what Anthony Richardson. This early in the year, you don't know how he's going to be running all over people.
And he's been in the whole system a whole year from the coach's perspective, because he's hurt. Remember, so he's looking at it. He's learning. Like, he got a redshirt year like Mahomes did. So we don't know how that's going to be. LA, maybe. I think.
Look, Aaron Donald being gone hurts them, but they're ahead of schedule. We thought that it was going to take a couple of years, Shawn. They were back. If the offense think about it, if the offense is healthy, Cup and Puka, right, with a healthy Stafford, they're not to say that the Bears can't beat them, but it would make me upset if the Rams beat the Bears. Like the Rams, and they have a smart head coach. The Panthers should be a loss, even though the Panthers played the Bears decent last year. Jacksonville, the problem with that is the travel. So that could be something. Washington, I would take the Bears over Washington. The Cardinals played harder last year and seemed like the players that brought into the new front office and the head coach. And then you throw in the fact that now Kyler Murray has ace up his sleeve and Marvin Harrison Jr. They should beat the Patriots. Packers a problem.
Well, let's stop at 10. Let's stop at 10.
Okay.
Let's stop at 10.
Okay.
So that's nine weeks. I had a problem picking 3 losses. I said, okay, I could easily see 7-2. I'm like, I could easily see 9-0, 8-1, and 7-2. I said, and if I look, I had to struggle for 6-3. Struggle for 6-3. Houston, okay, no problem. LA, maybe. All right. And then the third one I would say would be Jacksonville. But if we get out of those first 9 games, the first 9 games, 6-3, and then we go 500 the rest of the year, split the remainder of the season, and we go 10-7, that's a real possibility, Ken.
I had them going 10-7 on the show.
Okay.
My cohorts had them going 9-8.
Okay.
Black Diamond says the third weakest schedule, best situation over our quarterback, playoff, no excuses. It's the back end of the schedule. That we could say it's the third weakest schedule all at once. You're in the toughest NFC division now. All right. Usually the Bears and the Kitties don't have their shit together. All right. Usually something's not right. You could count the Vikings may be good. Not saying they're going to be good this year, but look at their skill set. Green Bay has their stuff together. Now the Kitties actually have their stuff together. So the Vikes are the only team that you think of as being weak in the division, and they have perhaps the best receiver tandem, one of the best receiver tandems, I could say, with arguably the best receiver when healthy in Justin Jefferson. You have Jordan Addison. You have TJ Hawkinson. You have Aaron Jones at running back. And you have one of the best defensive play callers in Brian Flores dialing up plays with Lord knows how he's going to use Dallas. What's the name from Alabama? Yeah. So that it's the division, and then in that you got who knows how Seattle, maybe the Bears should be Seattle, but you got the most physical team in the NFL and the 49ers in that too.
Yep.
That's a rough stretch on the back end of the season. Let's
talk about this though, bro. Let's talk about this. That's 10 weeks of getting your shit together. That's 10 weeks of ironing out. That's 10 weeks of having where you get the bad game from Caleb, where the offense can't score, where the defense gives up a crazy thing. That's 10 weeks. We don't start like by week 10 or week 11, the game 10, week 11. I said at least one of the training wheels got to be off, maybe both, but at least one. And because you're going to go through a whole bunch of trials and tribulations in the beginning, and those teams might not be able to exploit you like the teams in the second half will exploit you. And there's an old saying, you can learn a whole lot by almost losing. Yeah, then rather than losing. How did that go? If you don't need to lose, you don't need to lose to realize where you're deficient. And I think some of these teams in that first 10 game stretch or 10 weeks
parity, Shawn. This is parity in the NFL.
Yeah.
We don't know what these teams are going to be till they get on the field, to be honest with you. There's going to be one of those teams at the front half that we look at as nothing, as meaning. There's going to be, we're going to be one of those teams in the playoffs that people are going to be like, how the hell did they get in the playoffs this year? So it could be for all, like, we know the Texans are going to be good. It could be Tennessee, or it could be Jaguars. I was gonna say the Colts. The Rams, I already said it could be the damn Cardinals. So one of these teams is going to be, and if maybe not two, and one may be good, one may be average, but one of them is going to be better. But look, the flip side, one of the teams in the division, injury may make it to where they're not as tough. Jared Goff can go down. Jordan Love can. but just still saying, when we're saying the third week is scheduled, the Steelers and the Bears got a raw deal on the back end of their schedule, playing in the toughest divisions in both conferences.
Yeah.
You don't want to have those 6 games that you have to play in your conference in the back end of your damn dog. Let's get a couple of these at the front. So one, we can gauge where we're at in the division. Like, that is a raw deal. The NFL with this balance, that wasn't balanced. I don't like it. I don't care for it. I'm not going to whine too much about it because it's real life. Sometimes if we play sports, some schedules don't fall the way you want them to fall, and you got to go out and play the game. But I'm still talking about the narrative and the context of what may happen, to where they may have a good year, but it may not feel as good at the end because they playing some real team. They play the dog. If Green Bay takes another step, like remember last year, they spend a lot of their equity draft capital on the defense. They improved that. If the defense is good all year long, that's a problem. If Jordan Love doesn't regress, it's a problem. But what if he takes another step? That's a problem. We already seen in Detroit, they know how to get their shit together. That's a problem.
I'm not worried about Detroit. I'm not worried about Detroit.
The Bears play Detroit well. But for me, until Ben Johnson leaves, I don't trust the kiddies, and I mean that on the flip side.
I
don't listen, dude. They
came back, I was mad as a mother hugger.
Yeah, I'm sure you had to be. We expected we ain't got to worry about Jared Goff fast no more, because I'm waiting to see Jared Goff without Ben Johnson. I'm waiting for it. I'm like, I just want to see. Look, if he's nice without Ben Johnson, props to you. You're him, right? I just want to know how much of it is a mixture of both of you. But right now, Ben Johnson is still there. Right. Yeah. Right now, they got one of the most explosive players, and we haven't even talked about him. And I mean us in all of football, in Jahmyr Gibbs, that's in his second damn year in the NFL. Right. Like, think about that. Like, dude, this could be, it's a good thing that this division is tough because steel sharpens steel, but teams are ahead of the curve compared to the Bears as far as where they're at in their rebuild. You look at the fact that really Green Bay didn't rebuild. They just changed quarterbacks. You look at it. Yeah, Detroit did rebuild, and they're ahead of their schedule. And you look at it where the Vikings were trying to do a little bit of both. But still, in doing both, they still have some talented players, and they have an offensive-minded head coach and one of the better defensive coordinators in the NFL. I'm just pointing out it may not be easy at the second half of this season. Again, I don't think it's going to be the worst thing for the Bears because they may need to go through that. I'm just saying I think it's unfair, but life is unfair.
Guys, we're joined by Ken Davis, host of the Under Center podcast on NBC Sports Chicago. We're talking Bears football here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Yeah, I'm okay with it. I like the end of it because I want it. If the Bears weren't in a situation that they're in, I like the first 10 games where they get to iron all that shit out. They get to iron it all out where they can't. Most likely, there aren't a whole bunch of teams that are going to exploit them for their mistakes. All right, you have a couple, but I think they're going to be able to overcome a lot of those mistakes in that first 10 weeks with the teams that they play. The second half of the season, yeah, not so much. So now you have it, and here's why I look at it and say the Bears are in a good spot. All right. Caleb Williams has been working with this offense for months now. All right. His quarterback coach and Waldron are friends. All right. So, he's worked on he's seen formations. He's seen, worked on cadence. There's a lot of things he's done prior to even being drafted than most quarterbacks. So he's got a handle on that. So that didn't come into OTAs. He came in learning that. All right. Then you got the Hall of Fame game. All right. You get to practice earlier. Okay, because of that game. So now you're more. Then you get a game in. They might have a series or so, maybe 2. That's about it. But nonetheless, it's still game action. All right. That extra time that they had, to me, is going to help determine. It's going to help those training wheels come off sooner. Because I would have said the whole year, or maybe week 15, 16, 17, 18. All right. But all this extra stuff that they have, I really think some of the training wheels come off after week 10. And man, I know Green Bay's tough. I know Detroit's tough, division winner. All right. I know Minnesota's tough, but damn, we might be pretty damn tough too. So I'm excited about the way it played out. But next year, sprinkle them around a little more. Cause I don't want it to deal with, cause we don't know what we got yet. We don't know the chemistry yet.
You have your bye early too. So this could be attrition, right?
Yeah.
So the thing that they've benefited from also with Foose giving, regardless how we feel about him, he's shown the ability to adapt and how that, but there can be a improvement after the bye. You take your bye early this year. You know, you got a mini bye with the Thanksgiving game, but still that, and again, I'm not taking away anything that you said because we don't know how this year is going to play out. Let me lead with that. These are suggestions and hopes. But and I said the same thing I said about other teams. It could be injury, and it could be a situation where the Bears aren't a key player is hurt down that stretch, but that could be on any team. So I'm not, again, trying to be murky dismal and make it seem like, man, this is going to be bad because I don't know how the season may play out. I'm going in the season with, of course, like any Bears fan, when it makes sense, particularly with hope in my heart. But we got to see, you know what I'm saying? We have to wait and see how things gel. You got a new offensive coordinator. You got young players. You know, I mean, you were talking about pump the brakes on Rome, getting 36 touchdowns. It's something that we've been talking about on the show. How many receptions are out there for him? When you're talking about offensive coordinator likes to play in 12 and 13, you know, like what are the realistic expectations for Rome being what would be viewed as the third wide receiver right now? I'm sure there may be packages where if you're in 12, he may be the other wide receiver out there, but still you know, I was just they got to feel it out. You still got a young QB that I think is exceptional. We got to see how this offensive line plays this year. Is it attrition with them? I think I'm always a huge Tevinjenkins fan. How healthy will Tevin be this year? What will they get out of Nate Davis, particularly when we're talking about what could be considered an undersized quarterback and how much more important those guards in that center are and opening up lanes for that quarterback to be able to see down the field. There's still some questions, you know, and it's not bad. When you look at what Ryan Poles has done in this short amount of time, they got now the holes are
unreal.
They're closed up. Now you can really start saying, all right, I need another tackle. I need a go. Like, it's not the open that it was fine, for instance, that he only had 5 picks or whatever in this draft this year because of the fact that you closed so many holes. But still, you know, or 4 picks, but still, it's going to take some. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? I'm interested in finding out. I hope it goes well. I'm here for it. I'm here for it, man.
I'm thinking Rome has a sneaky good year, and here's why. There's no way on God's green earth you can ever roll coverage or double team him. There's no way. That's malpractice as a defensive coordinator. Now when you have DJ Moore and Keenan Allen out there at the same time, there's no way. On God's green earth, there's no freaking way you can ever double team, because then you're saying, you know what, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, you beat us. It's not what a defensive coordinator does. You don't ask people who've beaten other teams who have a history of that in the NFL to beat you again. You don't do that. By saying that, I say this. He's going to get the third best cornerback, period. And that's at best. Because what if the number 2 cornerback's hurt and 3's got to go to 2 and then 4's got to come to 3? Or the guy's coming off the street is coming on to 3. So now Rome's going to have, oh, man, wait, I've been up against number 1 corners, traveling corners with me all in college, and now I got this dude who's been on the street. And I'm not saying that he's going to be a Jamoke, but the talent level from cornerback 1, a lockdown cornerback 1 in the NFL, to a number 3 cornerback or number 4 cornerback, there's a very big disparity. So I'm looking for him to have a sneaky good year with Rome. And you also said
put some numbers on what a sneaky good year.
I'll say 6 to 8. 6 to 8.
Okay. I don't think if he gets 6 touchdowns, that's crazy.
No, I'm sorry, 6 to 800 yards. I think 600 yards is where he gets.
I don't think that's crazy. I don't think that's not. See that we're talking the same talk here.
But it's in less catches, is what I'm saying.
That's what. Yeah, we're talking the same. This is so when you poo-poo me, this is what I'm saying is realistic. I think if he has 800 yards, he had a really good year. Yes. And when you're saying catches, it may be where it may not look well if he has 36 to 46 receptions or 50 receptions, but he can sit there and have 5 to 6, 7 TDs. But again, he's not getting the targets that the top 2 also, let's not forget this. You got top 2 receivers. You got a tight end you paid last year. You got a pass catching tight end, and you got a running back coming out of the backfield that can catch a DeAndre Swift. There's not going to be as many receptions going around, particularly if the defense plays well and that they don't have to be, the offense doesn't have to be on the field all day long. It's just the truth of it. It's a good thing to have, to be honest with you. It's a good thing to have how they've set up, because it insulates Caleb, and this is why Caleb probably was okay with coming here, and I'm sure had some discussion about it. It insulates him from a certain type of failure, at least to a degree. He can still fall flat on his face for all we know, but it really insulates him from what past Bears quarterbacks and past rookie quarterbacks taken high in the NFL had to go through with the amount of offense they put around him.
Yeah, I think it all works together. All right. And when I said it before, I'm like, everyone laughed at the punter, dumb people on Twitter, like, oh, you got a punter. But if you saw the guy, and if you've ever played football, and one of the stories that I said, I remember playing with a great punter. His name was, I called him Jeffrick, but his name was Eric. Cause I called him Jeff for so long. I thought his name was Jeff. I was like, Jeff. And I'm Jeff.
Nothing worse. There's nothing worse than that.
I'm like, he goes, you talking to me? I'm like, yeah, ain't your name Jeff? He's like, no, it's Eric. I'm like, why the hell am I calling you Jeff? I called him Jeff for like 4 weeks. But dude, the first day he came out to play and play with us, I'm warming up, I'm jogging around the field, and he's getting his pre-game ritual on. Dude, he hit that ball. He coffin cornered it left side, right side first, then the left side. Right side, first one hit like the 8. Boom, 90 degrees, right out of bounds. I'm like, oh, snap. All right, cool. Next one hit like the 3. Boom, 90 degrees, right out of bounds. I'm like, he did that again. He went to the other side, same thing. Boom, boom, twice. And then he did the thing, and I stopped, and he kicked it right down the middle. It landed like on a 7 yard line. It hit the turf, bounced straight up, and then bounced, doom, 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 and deadened right where it hit the freaking first time. I'm like, how the frick did you do that? And he just started laughing. We got a punter who can do that. With good hang time. I said it about 20 times. I'm gonna try and remember and count 20 times that we're gonna have an opponent, due to a punt, start inside the 10-yard line because of what this guy can do. That with this defense, if you get a 3 and out, because you're not gonna be all 3 and outs all 20 times, no. But you're gonna get a lot more 3 and outs, which means a punt. And we're gonna flip the field, and all of a sudden we're in a plus. Now Caleb got weapons. I'll throw it to Rome. Go ahead, you go get it, Papa. You're 6'4" with crazy vert, or I could throw a 6'5" Keenan Allen, or 6'5" Cole Kmet, or DJ who can break tackles like a running back. So I think we're in real, and that's why I said 600 to 800 yards for Odunze, but also he might get 6 to 10 touchdowns. And you're like, how did you do what? And hopefully this offensive coordinator likes to play jump ball with a 6'5" Odunze, a 6'4" Odunze, a 6'5" Keenan Allen, a 6'5" Cole Kmet. Let's do it. Remember how many times last year in the previous years, like throw it up to N'Keal Harry. That's what the guy does. Throw it up, throw it up. Hopefully he does that, because if he does, this team can be really good, really, really, really fast.
Look at what they did. I mean, look at what they did with Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf.
Yeah,
there was a lot of vertical end zone tosses to those. If you think about some of the passes that you've seen them catch over the last couple of years, there are a lot of they was beating people, but there was a lot of vertical end zone, red zone catches that those players received. So even with Jacket Smith and Jigba, I know he had the year that we expected, but I can remember at least 2 times seeing him get red zone TDs last year, and that's just 2 times that come to memory. So yeah, listen, it has to work out, and we'll see. It should. I mean, they have the whip. There's very few excuses offensively outside of a healthy offensive line. There's very few excuses. Defensively,
what about the defensive side, man? Because you didn't get the other pass rusher, but
pass rusher.
I'm okay with Booker being the Mark Anderson, like third down, like go get the quarterback.
Shawn, we've been saying that for 5 years, right? Oh man, if we can only get the market, there hasn't been one. It's not, but it's what could happen, but it doesn't mean it will happen. Let me say this: just because Austin Booker's not Mark Anderson this year, that wouldn't mean that he's a bust or anything moving forward. It just may mean how the defense. Okay, let's go back to that. Mark Anderson was the rotational third defensive end when you had a nice tandem. All right, when you had a Wale Ogunleye and you had Alex Brown already to go with, depending on if Tommy Harris was healthy, Tank, Spice Adams, like you had guys around him compared to right now, you have a guy. So that's where it's not an apples to apples comparison with Mark Anderson, because there wasn't a lot asked of Mark Anderson, so it was all peaches and cream that he could do that. It was like, damn, wait, you can do that, right? So now where you don't have someone on the opposite one of Odunze, or and listen, maybe Dexter takes that step. I don't know. I haven't seen enough to where I'm like, yo, they got two nice defensive linemen in Montez and Gervon Dexter. If they do, sweet, because that settles a lot of the issue with whoever's playing on the opposite side, the other side of Dexter, because he's going to be singled up a lot of times with them trying to focus on the 3 technique. But still, and look, I'm not dissing it when I'm saying this. You can't fix everything. And now for the last 2 years, we've been saying they got money. They don't have money. You know what I'm saying? They got enough money to fill a role if something opens up during the year. But in the past, where we was like, man, they got the money. They don't have the money now. So you're going to have to figure out in next year, where in roster cuts at the end of training camp, the trade deadline perhaps, but also in next year's draft and free agency, how to fix the rest of that defensive line, which I'm sure they will, because it would make sense to finally give Flus everything he wants. Like, he needs a 3 technique. Like this, that's what this whole thing runs on. And he could be either a penetrator or a guy that can just maul and still get back there. It may not just be through speed, it may be through strength, like a DeForest Buckner. Yeah. But you need that guy for this defense, because he doesn't want to blitz. And that my problem may be this year, at times they may be forced to blitz more than Flus prefers to blitz. Again, it's not the end of the world. I'm just pointing out some things that may take place.
I like Booker, and I'm more than okay with having that rotation there with DeMarcus Walker, being setting the edge and doing the run thing, on predominantly rundowns. Okay. But when it's 3rd and 8, DeMarcus, you'll get a couple, but man, especially
he's gonna be kicked in the inside, but he's gonna get kicked. He may get
kicked
in the inside, probably.
It could be.
And that's where he would be. That's where he would bring Booker out. But that's what they were supposed to do. That's what Walker is here to be, a NASCAR guy. Look, when it's time for us to go all defensive ends, basically, because it's a passing down, you get kicked in and we put someone lighter on the edge, because we want to take advantage of your power, but also take advantage of that player's speed on the outside. I mean, that's the plan. We'll see if it definitely works. It could work. It just would be nice if they had 2 studs on the defensive line. I'm not saying that they should. It will happen. You know what I'm saying? Montez Sweat isn't going anywhere. They got draft capital. They got 2 second-round picks next year. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, a first-round pick. So clearly, that's 3 chances in the top 60 to bring in someone to be a force multiplier along with Montez Sweat on the defensive line. Ryan Poles has done a phenomenal job. There have been very few hiccups, which most general managers have more hiccups. Yes, you can say that Chase Claypool, people make trades and players don't pan out all the time. That's a part of how it goes. At least he didn't keep his powder dry this year out of fear of the same thing happening. He made the deal for Montez Sweat instead of letting Sweat hit free agency and just got him here. No, you got to do what you got to do, and Poles has been doing that. So it's not a knock on Poles. He's just paying attention to, for pointing out what's really taking place on the defensive line. Hopefully it plays better than we expect.
Yeah, he's not going down. He's not no backwards K in his book. Like he's going down swinging, and I love it. And I love it. And I think Gervon's going to take a big step. The last couple of games, last 3 or 4 games, you saw the arrow really turning up or pointing upward for him. So that's awesome for him, awesome for this team. But one of the things that I think was most important that people aren't talking about is Eric Washington, the D-line coach / defensive coordinator. He's a guy who's very well respected throughout the league, but he's also a guy who's well respected because he gets the most out of his players. His players ball. And that's why I said Austin. I see Austin Booker doing well, because I think imagine a guy like this Austin Booker, who hasn't played a lot. All right, he doesn't have a big body of work like some guys since grammar school. You get him with Coach Washington, takes his game up another level. But also DeMarcus Walker, but also Billings, also Gervon Dexter, and God forbid he helps Sweat get any better. Lord have mercy. I think the Eric Washington factor is going to be pretty huge here in Chicago because of the type of coach he is and his ability to extract the best out of his defensive linemen, and that's going to make everybody in that back 7 happy as a mug, boy, because they're going to be eating like fat cats. Your thought on the Eric Washington effect?
I think it's nice. I still think that you can have a coach that can get a lot out of talent, but there is still something to have supreme talent also. But yeah, I think it's definitely great, and everything you said is what we've heard about him. Definitely a great defensive mind and a tactician when it comes to defensive linemen. So I'm looking forward to it. It's just still they need just one more crazy body. You know what I'm saying? And again, this isn't a knock. It's just they need one more. They may be able, for the most part this year, to play where it doesn't really affect them because, I mean, the backside is nice. You know, like they got one of the best defensive backfields in the NFL if they're healthy. You like the question now, think about like how and Brisker, like is still one of our guys. The question now is, can he stay healthy? What level can he go to? Because Kevin Byard stays healthy. We know he's a turnover machine. You look at Kyler Gordon. Kyler Gordon is killing it at nickel. Listen, I know he got ate up last year, but man, I like me some Tyreek Stevenson. Like the athleticism.
Oh, he got it up early. No, he didn't get it up late. He got it up early.
You. But like, and Jalen's a stud. And then the question, you sit there, TJ becomes a bear after like game 3, where it's like, oh, he doesn't care. And I mean this is a positive way. Like he ain't caring about his body. He throwing that bad boy around reckless. Like TJ was like, I see why you paid him. And we're waiting for Tremaine Edmonds. Then Tremaine Edmonds starts popping. Remind you, he didn't play during during training camp due to injury. So we finally see Tremaine. And so the back 7 is stupid, basically. You know, and we know if you're sitting there and you're in a regular package of 4-3, that your strong guy is innately intelligent when it comes to football and spacing. When you're talking about Sanborn, it just has an ability to be where the hell he's supposed to be. And we haven't even seen what Noah can do. So like that. Yeah, so like the back, it's and again, I'm saying it's like a lot of these are assets through with Kevin Byard through free agency, most through draft picks. You can't fix everything. Also, players that you may like may not have been there. They have a certain type of player, particularly when it comes to the trenches. But in general, they have a physical type that they like. Sometimes I would take some people that would be viewed as undersized if I think their motor is ridiculous. Like this, I don't
Aaron
know.
Donald was undersized.
I was just about to say that, and you just cut me out. I don't know if they would draft Aaron Donald here. I was just going. I don't know if they would draft Aaron Donald here, right? And again, that would be a mistake because we know who he was. But when you're looking at his draft profile, you're like, yo, he's undersized. How long is that going to last? Nobody knew it was going to last a decade, particularly at defensive tackle, which is crazy. That's crazy. If you get 4 years out of a premium defensive tackle, he's a Hall of Famer. If he's a top defense, you get 4 years out of a dude that, let's say he played 6 to 7 years, and 4 of them he was dominant. You like, yo, this dude was dominant from day one till he just walked off the stage.
When they announced his name, so when he retired, that moment, I remember
we got Khalil Mack. We like, Aaron Donald, what you gonna say? He was like, I'm gonna show you that I'm still Himothy. I'm him. And not take away from Khalil, but they got drafted in the same year. So you always compare to that player. He never missed a step, dog, from tackle. We're not talking about from edge. From DT, dog. I've seen John Randall. I've seen Warren Sapp. And I'm going to put that, dog, for me to say this, I'm talking about John Randall. I'm going to put him above them. All right? I'm going to put him above them. And John Randall was crazy. All right? Like, I'm going to put him like.
Just because of his longevity, because they're both disruptors in the middle. John Randall was definitely crazier, but he just did it for, like you said, there was never a bad year.
Never.
Like
it's double-digit sacks from a DT, consistent double-digit sacks. In a league where the linemen now, it's nothing that they're over 300 pounds and they're 6'7" half of the time. And you getting double-digit sacks from the interior of the line consistent. That's crazy. It's crazy. We still don't respect the fact of, and I think we all love Aaron, but that's a DT doing that every year that's undersized. Is crazy.
Yeah, that's undersized. You get 10 sacks from an edge, you're ecstatic. I'm
happy to see him. Dog, that's basically 17 sacks a year. Because we ain't even talking about, but we're talking from a straight line. The pocket is collapsed. All right, collapsed. You running out, right? The pocket's collapsed.
Man, that is. Yeah. I'm happy. I loved him. I was mad when they drafted him, boy. I'll never forget that day, dude. I was in class. I was at ICB at the time, and we had a break, and I was running back and forth into the studio to see an ESPN, and I was like, "Oh, okay, the Rams are up. All right, cool, because we're after the Rams. They need someone else." And when they said Aaron Donald, I was like, "Fuck!" And the people came in like, "What happened?" I was like, "Damn it, they took Aaron Donald." Like, what? What? You didn't know sports. I'm like, they took Aaron Donald. Like, get out of here. You don't know what the hell's talking. You don't know anything about sports. Man, I was mad as a mug, dude. When they
I was
took
like
him.
that with Miami drafted D Wade. I remember some young lady that came over. I was like, just wait real quick. I just got to see when the Bulls draft this player. And then when Miami jumped up, I said, we can go. So I was like, let's go. Damn it.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. Ken, man, it's man, every time we get together, it's always a party. It's always a great time. Look at my man playing. Like, I love the way Ken gets fired up.
Thanks, man.
Hey, man, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Do me a favor though, let everyone know where they can find you and your work online and on TV. Superstar.
Check me out. Of course, follow me. What's Shorty's show, Shawn? What's Shorty's show?
He's Bears Country. Shorty, put the name of your show in there in the thing. Like country, it's like
how crazy because the Ken's backing away from the crazy. Like the times I'm getting old, Shorty. I'm getting old, and we just went through a civil war. I've got battle wounds.
Bears Country.
The horse is gonna have one hoof up from the fact that the injuries from the Civil War took me down years later. Yeah, Shorty, hit me up and I will see if we can get it together. Of course, in the Lara family, which is always one of the best families in the city of Chicago. Follow me at That's Davis. Hit me up direct on Instagram. Hit me up on not Instagram. Hit me up on Twitter or something. X. You can always check me out on the Under Center podcast, which comes on every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Also, usually now I'm the digital host of Football Night in Chicago. I'm sure I'll get some run in the studio within the next month or two. So just check me out at NBC, and of course That Davis Show. I'm going to start doing some stuff over there because I need to make some money in my life. But everybody, I always appreciate you all. I hope you all have a great weekend, and everybody, please be safe. Shout out to Mondo, and look forward. Hey, Bears, hopefully it goes well. Hopefully we just have a good time this year. Like, we deserve it. Like, everybody that follows this team and follows Chicago sports, we deserve better. So hopefully we get what we deserve. But everybody, I'll holler at you next time I join here. Shawn, you know you're my guy. Love and everything, and keep taking care of your mama, man. I always like to see it on social media.
No problem. I love you, man. Thanks, brother. We'll talk soon. And we're gonna, I'm gonna call you this weekend. We're gonna set up a day for lunch or for brunch on a Saturday or Sunday. And I told you I got that thing. I had a gift for you. It's over a year old. You will love it. Love it. Okay. Real quick before we go, because your thoughts, real quick, on the Negro League statistics now being incorporated into by the major leagues, and now we got a new batting title champion.
I love it. I mean, why were these other leagues brought in back? What was this? The 60s or 70s? The Federal League and all of that, and you had the best Negro players playing each other, right?
Yeah.
So what's the same as you had the best white players playing each other? And we know how great the sport was because they wouldn't have integrated because they were like, yo, I like that over there.
Yeah.
So
there's some luxury about money. Like, I don't care if he's colored, but because he can play. That boy can. That boy good.
My brother broke Branch Ricky's head. I mean, dog. I used to have a book. Used to have this like childhood book that I remember my mother got me, and it was like a different type of item, like it was baseball, but it would talk to Jackie Robinson. And I remember growing up reading about Satchel Paige and Josh Gibson, and they should be respected. They're Americans. They played a sport that's the same sport regardless of color, and to a degree both of the sports were just one color basically. So why is one superior to another? So I mean, no one's better than me. So, and I mean that as a person that doesn't believe anybody's better than anybody else. When I say that, I don't mean that from arrogance. I mean that I don't think a person should be like, I'm better than you. There's something wrong with you. But anyway, that has nothing to do with what you're asking me. I think it's great. All these years that these people haven't been as heralded as they should, they deserve it. And so it's great to see that baseball is finally doing the right thing when it comes to these gentlemen. I hope their families enjoy it. And I know that it's not all the way done. I saw Dorsey on Pat McAfee's show talking about they're only at 75%. So I
Right.
look forward to seeing how it goes, and I look forward to more of an open and honest conversation. I don't think today we have to act like we're kids when we're having discussions about life. Like, I'm a grown-ass man. Let's have a grown-ass discussion and not get caught up in your feelings sometimes when some things are right and some things are wrong. Like, I don't know, Shawn, and we could talk about that when we go out for that lunch or brunch. But yeah, I love to see it because it's something near and dear to my heart, particularly here in Chicago. When you're thinking about right there at Comiskey, you had a
All-Star
team
games.
like, yeah, like how big it was here, how much business it used to bring to our communities.
Yeah.
So it's something that I think all society, but even just as far as Black people, we should look at, because some of those ways we need today, to be honest with you, when we're talking about circulating a dollar consistently within our community. But that's the discussion for a whole nother day and a whole nother subject matter.
Dude, great stuff, man. Hey, any big plans this weekend?
My niece is having a graduation. Our niece is having a graduation party.
Okay.
So this is my brother that passed away, his oldest child. I went to her penance ceremony last Friday. I didn't know I was going to actually be a part of it until I got there. I would have dressed up. But she's the first young lady in our family. So that's one of the things that I have going. I'm sure me and my family is going to go out to eat either today or tomorrow. But I'm gonna kick back and just kind of enjoy the weather. Right before here, I was a little bit late. I had some patio furniture that need to get tossed out before the garbage man came. So I told my son, I was like, "Come on, hurry up!" And now I told you, I was like, "Give me 2 minutes," because it didn't hit me till I came downstairs. I was like, "Oh shit!" So I was like, "Come here, get this stuff up out of here." But yeah, that's all I got. What about you, Shawn?
No, you know what? Sunday, my aunt is the one who's probably gonna start going to CrossFit with my mom. Her only sister that's left, her only sibling. She's cooking dinner. She's like, "You want to come over?" I'm like, "Let me think about that." Yeah. And she always gives us to go stuff. So we'll bring back her containers. Like, "Can you refill these, please?" So yeah, we'll have dinner Sunday. Tonight and tomorrow, not too much. Chilling. I'm still working on some stuff like my trading stuff, and I'm reading some books and stuff like that. So although summer's officially started, yeah, I don't have much going this weekend because I got some more stuff. I'm going to Milwaukee at the end of the month, checking out Summerfest. I'm definitely not staying at the Dead Body Hotel again.
Hotel?
No.
Murder hotel. That wasn't a murder. It was an OD. I apologize.
OD.
It wasn't a murder. It was an OD.
OD Hotel.
We had a fun time, though. We had a fun time.
Man, we did. That was nuts, though. And you holding the Stein.
We was lit. We were lit that night. We were definitely lit.
Oh man, so that's about it, man. There's nothing too crazy, man. Nothing too crazy. So
all right. Well, I got to see you this summer, man. At least a couple times, more than just once, Shawn.
Bet.
All
right, man. We'll talk soon. You have a great weekend.
You too.
All right, guys. That's Ken Davis from the Under Center podcast, and man, it's always a great time when my man joins us. I love talking with him because we could talk a whole bunch of things. We talk sports. We could talk, social issues. He's a diehard White Sox fan like me, and we're both going through misery. So maybe we'll go to a Sox game, get them on the secondary market, tickets for $5. We'll be good. I left it. My flask is out in the car. My little flask that I have that I fill with Tito's, we can bring that in like I did last time. That's the way we go. But man, what a phenomenal show, man. 2 hours are coming and going. I'm going to cut it short a little bit today. I'm going to go pick up the warden. I got to do one. I have to stop and run an errand real quick before I go pick her up. But man, awesome. Really thank my guy Ken for coming on and hanging with us for as long as he does. I know he's busy as anything, as most of us are, but I want to thank him. And then thank you guys, man. You guys made it lit. This chat was lit. It was going nuts. So Alfred, what's up, Papa? Thank you for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. It's the summer's going to be fun, man. This weekend I don't have much, like I said, but I know upcoming weekends they'll be packed. I got a busy week next week. I got 3 events during the week I got to go to. So yeah, I'm gonna chill a lot this weekend, and yeah. So anyway, guys, you have a wonderful day. We're gonna replay this at 6 o'clock. I'm sorry, at 12:15. Sydney and Lakina and Second City Sports are going to join you. And they'll take you for another 2-hour ride of Chicago sports. So make sure you tune in there. Smoke Fellas are on tomorrow morning at 11. All right. And then again at 6. So make sure you guys tune in to Sports Zone Chicago. Just watch us on YouTube. Please do it that way, and watch us on the big screen. Just go to YouTube so we get the views. Okay, like, share, and subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe. The channel. We're growing, and we want to do a lot of cool stuff, and we need your help. All right. So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, Elliot Baez, our executive producer, Clarence Council III, our social media guy, and my co-host in absentia, Maya Akai. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Guys, have a phenomenal weekend. Sports owners, I love you. I appreciate the love and support you guys give me every single Mickey Ficky day. I really, really do. All right. So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, have a phenomenal weekend. It's going to be awesome. Get out to the patios, rooftops. All right. The patios, rooftops, outdoor. There was festivals. Forgot the festivals. Make sure you hit the festivals and spend time with your family and friends. Make it easy. Now you can meet at a festival and hang out with people you haven't seen in a minute. Like tonight, I might end up going to a bar with a whole bunch of my guys from high school who are actually performing at a band. So we'll see. All right, guys. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. I am out.